Logansport Parks and Recreation Board regular meeting for Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 in session. Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reminder, all visitors, please sign in with your names and addresses at the podium. Damon, you want to read the mission statement?
Logansport Parks and Recreation Department is committed to building a vibrant and healthy community for future generations through accessible recreational facilities and programs that promote physical health, social engagement, conservation, and cultural appreciation.
Everybody received a copy of the minutes from the February 12th meeting. Are there any additions or subtractions that need to be made? Okay, with there being none, we'll move on. And it looks like at the top of the list is old business, renewal of the miniature golf lease.
For those of you who don't know Nate, this is Nate. I'm sorry. McGuire, of course. Yeah. It's been a long day. I'm sorry. Anyway, Nate McGuire's had this now for, what, a good 6 years?
7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years? Okay. It's always clean, beautiful, well taken care of, open all the time, with as much as you can be. No issues whatsoever with your approving this contract. I think we need to be sure we've got the certificate of liability insurance and what your dates of operation will be.
Okay.
When you're going to open it.
Memorial Day to usually.
For the public. I know you usually do something for school requests, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
During the day.
During the month of May. This is a 2-year lease. We looked into the idea of doing this as an annual automatic renewal, but the city attorney asked us to keep, so just so we're in touch. I think part of it is because this group changes and I'm changing too, and so it's important to keep the communications going, so.
Understand.
No changes from 2 years ago, right?
Are you okay with everything in it?
Yeah.
This does say that it will automatically renew for the next 2 years.
But
So I thought you just said we can't do that.
For 2 years, they talked about doing it annually, but the city attorney wants us to keep it on 2 years, right?
Oh, I just,
Automatically in 2 years versus automatically in 1 year.
I thought it was,
I guess I misheard. I thought you were saying he wanted us to do it every year to touch base.
Right.
Did I mishear that?
every 2 years, yeah.
Oh, every 2 years, okay.
Yeah.
It says it automatically renews every 2 years.
Automatic. Need that word out.
Where's the say automatic?
It'll say, okay, this agreement shall automatically renew on January 1st of each year for the following 2 years, 2026, 2027, and will expire January 1st, 2028. So basically, it's a 3-year contract. Okay. 25, 26, and 27
right.
is how it's written right now.
Yeah.
Should be 20
Okay, yeah.
It should be 27 if we're going 2 years, because we're going 25 and 26.
Let's see,
Well,
the contract.
it's actually 3 years. It's actually a 3-year agreement is what it is. So it's 25 and then 26 and 27 automatically renewed.
That's what it's been since I've owned.
So it's every 3 years. I'm sorry.
I just want to clarify.
Let me ask you a question while they're thinking. We've had these planning things at Riverside Park for the last 10 years or so. There's always been mention about, would you ever want to make it large, your golf course larger? Is that something that ever would interest you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to do that.
Okay. Well, sometimes kind of jot what you might want to do, because as we get into these planning sessions and they, we'll move, put a playground here, put this here, and it's always mentioned, would the gentleman want to have a larger footprint there? So, sketch it out sometime.
I think it does under number 4, the additional space. It does say that we'd be willing to work with him for over some additional space, I believe.
Yep, it does.
But we're talking about moving the playground to where the basketball court, and getting that building all done, so you could essentially have further on down the way. And even, there's still plenty of room over to the sidewalk even, so you could,
Make it 18 holes instead of 9.
About parking, is parking okay down there? or-
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
They'll find a way.
Well, they talked in the drawings as having parking kind of like to the north of you. It would be down more towards the carousel. There'd be a bigger bank of parking there too. That would help you also. In some of the drawings, that doesn't mean anything.
Any other questions?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Would there be a possibility later on down the road, like maybe I can get like some kind of food truck or something like that?
I don't see why not.
Well, the only issue is that there's the concession stand for the softball, and I would say if that is open, no.
Okay.
But I don't see why we couldn't make arrangements to do a food truck otherwise. I mean, it just can't be happening simultaneously. You can have one when they're not open, but not when they are open.
They're not playing every night anymore, are they?
A lot of times they're just there on the weekends, I think.
It's only a couple nights a week. So, I mean, you'd have the rest of the nights when they're not open, you could. So,
We do have a permit process
Okay.
for food trucks, so you have to work with Kelly on that.
Yeah.
I know that's hard, but.
Just an idea.
It's a good idea. I mean, because you have the carousel, and you have the train, and you have people using the basketball courts, and people using the
Pickleball
pickleball courts.
Yep.
And it would be nice to go grab a Coke or something, I mean,
Agreed.
so.
else? If not, do I have a motion to accept the agreement for use of Riverside Park Miniature Golf Course?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agreement is reached.
Okay, I'm gonna send this on down the line for everybody to sign, so Nate doesn't have to stay here with us. There was okay. Is this a good time to ask for this to be added, please? I would like to ask for the Parks Board Resolution 25-03, resolution of the Logansport Parks Recreation Board to transfer Dunwoody Park to the city of Logansport, under new business.
I mean, Jane and I had a conversation earlier today about this, and, I mean, we voted however many years ago it's been, to put Dunwoody Park as a surplus park. So, I mean, we've just been waiting for somebody to say, okay, and we're here. So, I mean, I don't, there's no issue as far as I'm concerned. We've already basically done this in 2021. So here we are, a little over 3 years later. And I'll keep my other comments to myself. But any questions?
Thank you.
I mean, I think was it just you and I, Mike, on the board, or was Eamon on the board with us too when we did this?
The surplus?
Uh-huh.
I was on the
Oh,
board.
I couldn't remember.
I think
Okay,
it was.
yeah. So it's just you, Jason and Jennifer, that we had to come up with 7 parks to put into surplus by the mayor's request, and this park was one of the 7 that we put in, so.
I'd say something about this that's on a positive side. I mean, they're looking at Peak Community Services, who is really an asset to our community. And they have built a number of group homes to house their clients and have 24/7, people there. And we haven't done tons of stuff for them in the worldwide of the city. They do a lot of stuff behind the scenes and do a wonderful thing for Cass County. And so they've been trying to look for places to put homes. And this property is almost ideal because it's like its own little campus.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of space down there, and it's at a funky part of the streets are kind of funky down there, so it's not like it's like, if you develop it or whatever. And I think in general it'd be really nice for them to have a campus rather than right now they've got a group home here and a group home here, and if they need to have an adult or someone come from one or the other, they don't. It's a little more. But anyway, so I know that I had talked some on our RDC board. We talked some with the head of this, Chris Neighbors of Peak, and we really. It wasn't really in our scope of things he would do, but he had a lot of really good points as to the value that they bring to Logansport, and just even the economic value. They feed these kids and you house them, that kind of stuff. So they're a good community partner, and I think this is a good solution that they came up with.
We did make sure that, first of all, we have to approve moving this on the agenda. Yeah. I mean, you actually formally do that, put this on the agenda.
Yeah, I need to have a motion to put Parks Board Resolution 2025-03 on the agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So moved.
And then I was going to say too is that it does include those woods, or the wooded lot there behind it. That was given to us by Memorial Hospital when they put in the River Bluff Trail. When they received the Hervey Preserve is what it was. The lady that donated that to the hospital had this land as well, and so we got that wooded lot as well. So. And that's just one that we haven't been able to really maintain. I do know that there's been a couple members of the family, the Dunwoody family, that this means a lot to. So I don't know if when the city works it, that somehow it could be called the Dunwoody House or something like that. I don't know, but. Anyway, that would be a nice gesture to the family anyway. So.
They've been very interested in what's going to go on. I spent a lot of time on the phone with them back in 2021 when we were talking parks. So, I mean, it would be nice if it's been in this community for a long time. So, we'll see what happens with that.
Wasn't the history there that the Dunwoody son drowned or something like that?
That was the Dunwoody boy that saved the life of
Save
somebody.
somebody.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly how that all played out, but yeah.
It seems to me like this fits the mold of these guys are saving kids also, and so it might be appropriate, and I imagine we could do something.
Well, and again, it's just sitting down there. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like it used to be.
I had football practice when I was a kid there, so
We used to
that's how old it
practice,
is.
we used to practice flag football at Longfellow when I was in grade
Yeah.
school there.
So
So that's how
it's
old it is.
it's been sitting there for a lot of years.
A lot of years. Okay, do I have a motion to accept Parks Board Resolution 2025-03?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Parks Board Resolution 2025-03, a resolution of Logansport Parks and Recreation Board to transfer Dunwoody Park to the city of Logansport as passed. Moving on, cost-sharing agreement with INDNR.
this is for the 10 acres on the southeast corner of Houston Park. This is the land that Kevin started clearing for cameras to go in, and then we talked about having this become worm-seeking grasses and wildflowers. And I don't know who it was. I think it must have been Leah Walthrey at Cass County Soil and Water suggested calling the DNR, and they are interested in being a part of this. They have approximately $300 per acre for seed, and then another $50 for herbicide. So $350 per acre at $3,500 for 10 acres. You know, when I put together the cost of the project, including our labor and our work, it is kind of expensive. You know, the $25,720. What you can see is how much it'll take over the 3-year process. This is going to take 3 years easily. It's, you know, we just have to. Right now, we have to spray the herbicide and kill off all the invasives and everything that's in that area before we put any seed down. And they're saying that we need to do seed in the wintertime with snow on the ground, so that the snow helps get it down into the dirt a little bit. Anyway, but it is something that we'll have to do up front. We have to put the money out front, and then they will reimburse us after we've spent the money. So I haven't got that part figured out. I know I'll have to ask council to have some extra money to forward that, or we can just use beautification money that we have right now. So, and that's in our non-reverting funds. So, anyway, what kind of questions do you have? They provided a schedule in this for you with all the timing for everything, and then what it'll take to maintain it, and all that, and the list of flowers and grasses that we'll have to buy seed for. Is that right there? No. Have to do some prescribed burning. And I've already spoke with the fire department about that possibility, and he was willing to help us on that, I think. But rather than having just an overgrown field that looks like crap, this will be really this will be a neat, addition to the park. Remember when we did the dog park, thing, that everybody wanted that part to remain natural. That was one of the
It
things
was
I
one of the
remember.
things they wanted.
They wanted some of this to stay natural, and we felt like that was a good spot, good location for that.
Out of that whole state-of-the-art dog park facility.
Yeah. It was $750,000.
$750,000 when we started it.
Can't afford that one. So,
Anyway, I was just out there yesterday, and I see where it's all kind of like sort of cleared. There's a ton of like broken concrete and stone and stuff. Is that from somewhere or what is that?
I'll let Kenny make that report.
I heard a deep sigh back
No,
there.
it's the concrete from the storage facility that we took out at Spencer, and also the shelter that we took that out at Spencer. And what we're doing is using that to fill in the ravine on just inside the ground inside there, so. And it'll help keep the water from eroding even more dirt away, so.
I just wondered because I couldn't remember anything being built out there that would have been torn down, and I was like, where did all this come from? So
No, but we moved that, and I think we still have concrete left over from something else, don't we?
there's cinder blocks out there with paint on them,
But
so
what-
that was
the-
probably from the.
Concrete that's at the barn, or at the maintenance barn? Oh, that's part of that, okay. Anyway,
Should have put down there was snow on the ground. It could have, oh no, wait, that's.
it helps pack it. Are you going back to the
I was
seed?
back to the seeds, and I thought they were kind of cute. but-
The snow will help pack it down, yeah.
Assuming we get any snow, because every winter it seems to be a question mark whether we're going to get snow. But
Anyway, so I'd like to ask you to approve this cost share agreement. It does still have to go through Board of Works. We are the applicant and the landowner is the city, so that's where the Board of Works have to sign it, so. And I think there's money, with current political situations with the feds, I don't know that this is fact, that he had hoped that the Fish and Wildlife were going to be able to have some additional $200 or $150 to make it $500 per acre, but I don't have a lot of faith that that's going to happen,
Wouldn't hold my breath on that.
no. So,
Okay. We have a motion to accept the cost share agreement with the Indiana DNR.
So moved.
Do we have a second? Motion to accept the cost share agreement with the Indiana DNR.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to accept. My phone.
I don't know what that is, but I'll second.
Do we have a?
what was it?
Second.
about a 10-second delay on what we were saying.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Okay. Cost share agreement with the Indiana DNR has been approved. Next.
I didn't get, Dean, did you by chance get a newly signed thing from Deanna? I didn't either. Okay, no, just go forward. Okay, so, we have in fact been awarded, a $200,000 grant from Daniel Anderson, Daniel C. Anderson Fund, for the driving range that we've been planning. Dean, do you want to talk about it? This isn't your part of the agenda, but you're a big part of this.
As you know, this whole project is, one, is huge, but it keeps getting kind of bigger when we added cart paths. And then we, with the help of the RDC, we was able to acquire the land next to number 4 for our driving range. The next step was figuring out how to develop it with money, or with the money and everything. So, with the help of, Jan and Brad, they went to the RDC, or to the
Community Foundation.
Community Foundation, and like Jan was saying, we were awarded a $200,000 gift in memory of Mike Anderson from his son Danny. And it is going to go a long way for us to getting this developed and getting it put in a timely fashion and doing it right. I always said I could do it for, cheap if we had to, or when I say cheap, it's still, a lot of, or I should say less money, but we're going to be able to do it the right way. We're going to build a T station that's almost a half acre big, have concrete on the T station for mats in the backs when the spring and the fall, or the grass is too wet to take too many divots, you can have them hit off that. And then, be able to get the whole thing seeded. Eventually, we'd like to put a practice green, but, there's parking down there that's a big expense too that we'll have done, gravel, stuff like that. And have a vending machine right there to be able to get your range balls and everything. And, it is 10 acres that we got that we have to mow now, so we'll take that into consideration too, and to pick,
I was just gonna say, the
balls.
balls too.
Yeah, so that's where some of the money will be going to, stuff like that. And it is just a wonderful gift, and it very, like this, from the start of this project to now, it just, everything's just been, right on schedule. I mean, perfect timing. That's all I can say with that.
Well, and another thing about this is that Mike Anderson, he spent a lot of time at the golf.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I mean, it's a perfect thing to, Mike's name to be a part of this whole project, because he was a member there a long time. I played a lot of golf with Mike over the years, and I'm very happy not only to receive this gift for the range, but to have Mike's name up there for ever, for the most part, my lifetime at least,
This has 25 years.
Yeah, so maybe a little more, yeah. But anyway, that's,
Questions? None?
It's nice out, everyone wants to keep going. It says it's nice out, everyone wants to keep going.
Yeah. So do I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding, the Daniel Anderson Fund for the Mike Anderson Driving Range?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Yep. Moving right along.
Okay, so, we always have trouble getting information out during the summer. And so we have, we're putting together a budget, for summer promotions that include, the golf course, and that's two billboards, one in Kokomo, one in Lafayette, for 12 weeks. It includes the swimming pool and the daily park activities. It also includes July 4th, and we're calling it a safety blitz because one of the issues that we had, and Jason remembers this, was fireworks going off and with all the people inside the park. They were shooting them off from on the other side of the road into the playground. It was just nuts last year. And so we're going to get a billboard to help make sure people know that their personal fireworks are not welcome at the park. And so that's what the safety blitz is all about. We're just going to combine, we're going to probably combine the July 4th information with the safety blitz. So But, so that's what we're working on. We're hoping to maybe have the radio station live at July 4th as well. So we're working on that. No guarantees at this point, but, then we always have a big ad in the newspaper for July 4th as well, so like a whole page or something, so. Anyway, so this is anyway, they require that you approve my moving forward with an application. So,
Who's they?
the Cass County Visitors Bureau,
Oh.
yeah. And this is this is draft still. I know I have to make some cuts to it, so, I'll work on that. So, I mean, we have money in our marketing budget to do some of this already, so I know that I can probably take some of that out of here, so, but we paid for radio for the pool and daily park activities, and we've always paid for the newspaper out of our marketing budget that we already have, so this will come down a little bit. But this is for 3 months for the golf course and 2 months for the pool and other activities for June and July, so it's actually kind of expensive.
Explain to me again the billboards for not shooting off fireworks in the park in Kokomo. Did I miss something?
No, it won't be in Kokomo. That'll be here. That one will be here. The ones for the golf course are. No. No, that'll be. We're talking about the golf course. We're
You're trying to calm those Kokomo people down.
We're going to try and get the word out there at Kokomo near one of their golf courses and one at Lafayette somewhere near one of their golf courses. So locations haven't been determined yet, but that's. But they're giving us $500 per billboard for 12 weeks, and you have to pay $200 for the actual sign itself. I mean the printing of the sign, and so you have to pay for that on top of the rental of the space.
Is
So
it the street that runs through, the main street that runs through Kokomo, is that Washington? Downtown Kokomo? Is that Washington that runs all the way
yeah,
out?
it is. Yeah.
So if there was a billboard on Washington close to IUK, that's within a stone throw of 2 golf courses in that area.
Oh, okay.
The Legion Golf Course and then
Good idea.
the one at, what's that park?
Or Foster Park? Or is that farther? No, that's farther out.
Highland Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
You have to help me
I
figure
will.
that one out. Okay.
I will.
That'll
There are
probably
some
better.
billboards right in there.
That would probably be better than trying to get one on US 31, so, or 931, whatever.
Well, you have a lot of people who go in that way a lot to go to the Legion and play golf, and probably people coming out of Highland, yeah,
Highland
Park. I think that's their city golf course there. I won't swear to that, but I think that's
a
their,
private course though, isn't it?
I don't know, I thought that was their city golf course at Highland Park. Dean, do you know?
Kokomo Country Club.
Kokomo Country Club? Okay, all right. But they're within 6 blocks of each other, so, okay.
Good idea.
I'm presuming the billboard goes up after the clubhouse and stuff's done?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're drawing people here in the middle of the.
Where's the new clubhouse you guys have been talking about? So we need to approve you moving forward for the grant application, correct?
Yes, please.
So do I have a motion for Jan to move forward with the Cass County Visitors Bureau grant application approval to help with summer promotions? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? So moved.
Okay, next thing is, the summer pool passes, single day pool passes for the bike rodeo. for the Logansport Library Reading Program and the Walton, this is a new one this year, Walton and Tipton Township Public Library. They've never asked before, but they have this year for their reading program. And I say the more the merrier. So, anyway, then Kelly prints up the pool passes, and they look pretty good when she gets done with them. So we did like 200 for the for each of them, really, right? Yeah, yeah.
It's 3 different places this year.
Bike rodeo, the Logansport Library for their reading program, and then now this is Walton and Tipton Township Public Library. So. I mean, do we have a problem being out of town? It's Lewis Cass School District.
For the city of Logansport, but I mean, they don't have a pool, so we might get them to come in here and they start loving it.
Yes.
They'll start coming to us instead.
Concrete Beach?
Can be crowded all day long.
Yes.
So these are passes that they just give out to kids that have earned them, and it's a one-day pass. They can just use it whenever.
Yeah. And all the kids, yes, so that they read,
So
you know,
many
5 books, they give them a pass. And I think they have graduated prizes or whatever. So maybe ours is like at the first level. I don't know for sure, but anyway, I don't know that we get that many back. I mean, when they actually come through. So, but you know, every little bit makes a difference as far as.
So you may give 1 to 1 kid, and then 3 brothers and sisters come along, and they got to pay, and mom's got to pay. And is that concession stand open this year? The Lincoln? No.
I think it's somebody new that owns it too.
They got big plans for it.
Oh, yeah.
They could put a pad there, and they could bring a food truck in. And
Truck in the parking lot
Jeez.
of it, right beside it.
might do that too.
Okay, I have a motion for the approval for single-day pool passes for the bike rodeo, Logansport Library, and Walton Library.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
So moved.
I'm gonna let Dean talk about the golf clubhouse. And we just talked about the great driving range. And the golf maintenance barn, I'll let you talk about that too. Kevin, you can talk about trail cameras. ADA assessment has gone very well. We've added Bishop and Penman building to their completed reports. We also had a training last week with all the staff on things to look for. I put that list on the person on the had to do with parking, ramps, routes. I assume sidewalk routes, restrooms, grab bars, play areas, and protruding objects is what that was all about. So, anyway, it took about an hour, a little over an hour. And he brought Mary Lou's donuts on top of that. So, we are still waiting for the state. I had to submit more information for the state permit for the storage barn, so we're not there yet. The Spencer Park South playgrounds have been ordered. I did schedule those playground installation for August because they were going to do June, and I was like, no, I don't want that mess during June when people need it. So So August is when I've got that scheduled, so.
Kids will be back in school.
Yeah, after kids are, yeah, so there's not as much activity and stuff. So that's on the way. We're still waiting to hear about, whether, utilities is gonna help do the water line, but, I hope they are. I have hope that they will. Have not heard yet about the grant that I applied for from our Arrowhead Country RC&D. Waiting is so hard, I tell you. Something you think is going to take long. Kevin and I met with Bruce Yates, who is the fountain expert, in last week, and he's putting together a proposal. Have we heard from him? No. Okay. But that was just last Thursday. So anyway, so he was positive about helping us. So so that was a good thing. So I'll let Kara talk about her activities, and the other thing I guess I wanted to say that Kevin attended the Great Lakes Park Training Institute at Pokagon State Park, and I think that's always a good thing when one of our staff can get some actual hands-on training with people that are already doing this work, so they know how things should happen. So anyway, something else I was so and then here, following the management report, I wanted you to see that I met with on a Zoom call the people that helped us build the national, or the fitness court at Riverside Park, and so they've done a little bit of the I don't know, trying to figure out how the use is going. And the one page you want to see is it's called the site scoring guide, and we're set at 82% on that. And then I assume that they did this like with the cell phone, the place, it's called Placer AI, where it can count cell phones in an area in a certain period of time, just from signals. And so they said 11,000 people have used it so far since we've put it in 2022. And so I thought that was good. That's you'll see that in there too. So I think a lot of it comes down to they want to sell us another one. But
I was just beginning to wonder about that. It's like,
but we all, but we always we talked about the idea of maybe that going at the industrial park at one point, and I don't know if the industrial park would be interested in having something like that, but that's another point. So anyway, so we're working on CIPs that are due this week, and what else are we doing? Kevin, I'll let these guys talk. They're doing more. I attended yesterday and today, I attended a planning training session, as well as an action session on from Ball State University. They were here at the event center. It was about 40 people that participated here from the community. And it was basically a college level class yesterday, where we really learned about how to engage the community in helping us gather information for what they want to see us be doing in our community. Well, we've done a lot of that with our master planning, so it was a little for a while it was a little okay. I've heard this. So, but anyway, we had the session today was actually figuring out what actions we're going to take, and there were some different methods about doing how to get some more information, and I think that a lot of it focused on parks and getting information from people that are in the parks, that are using the parks, and that was a good thing. So we're going to come back here after a couple months and after they put together kind of our information that we all gathered, and so anyway, it was a good session. It was long. It was hard to do 2 days away from the office, but we did it, got it done. So that's where I've been the last couple of days. So anyway, any questions or for me? Okay, move around.
Come on up, Kara.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you? I have just been busy planning. I signed the musicians for, or we signed the musicians for July 4th, and so we have, you've probably seen on the social media, Tyler Truth will be our headliner for July 4th, and Adam Gundrum will open. I'm working on a couple other fun, exciting things. Line dancing, I'm hoping to have a little line dancing performance, and then a lesson, like a song or two lesson, so that anybody can come and learn on the old basketball court. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm starting to get vendors, and also working on Earth Day and Daddy Daughter Dance and summer lessons and camps. And so it's just very busy, but fun. I'm working on putting together a charity yoga. We didn't have it in the budget for charity yoga this year, but I spoke to the instructor, and she said she'd be interested in volunteering. And so I would still like to find some money, because I hate to have her have a, 4-week, 8-week commitment and not make any money. And so that's the kind of thing I do. I usually come up with an idea and then find the money after. And so Yoga in the Park is a go again this year, and that's one where we just collaborate with Soil and the health department, and and of course they host it down at Little Turtle Waterway, and they try to do it directly after the farmers market, at 9 in the morning, and so you can go to yoga down by the river, and then go over to the farmers market and do your shopping, and so I'm very excited about that, and really I'm just having fun. I get to collaborate with a lot of people, and I love it. I got to go to a summer camp summit in Indy last Friday, and honestly, that was really, really worth the drive. Every single person there was a programmer, and so it was like a bunch of Karas, but some of them were more excited than me, if you could believe it. And but they've been doing it for years, and they have ideas, and so thinking about the Park and Play that we're transitioning from Park in a Box and a couple other programs, we're putting it all together, but thinking down the road, where we would eventually like to have a summer camp, it gives me a lot of great ideas and just new tricks to try out. So, you guys have any questions?
Say, I wish I had more details. From the school side of things, they're now testing third graders, and if they do not pass the test, they have to come to summer school.
Okay.
So there is some interesting partnership possibilities there where, they come do that and then do some program or something like that.
Are they doing their Boys and Girls Clubs again this year?
I believe so. I don't think it's inked yet, but I mean, they're talking like it is. It's just, there's a lot of unknown things with the state of Indiana on what's going to happen. We're going to cut property taxes, or schools get money from property tax. I mean, the whole thing. So it's not, nothing seems like as if anybody's firm on stuff, but they know, like this case with this reading thing, which is going to be interesting, because they're talking about holding kids back if they don't pass this test, and that gets messy.
One of the presenters does have a summer camp that works with the schools, and so the schools feed the kids food, breakfast and lunch. And I thought that was very interesting, because they actually, I think they charge, I could be mistaken, but I think they charge $175 a week. And I think they have, now this is they have a bunch of employees. I think they said 24 employees. And so it's a huge, huge cost, you know. But she said, she said they have 150 spots and they're gone within 8 minutes. That's how fast they're filled. And so, you know, that's something to look at for down the road, but it takes a lot more than one person rec crew, you know. So that's definitely, I'm looking to build and grow over time, you know. But I'm excited about it, and I think that we start small and just grow as we can.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up, Kevin.
Evening.
Evening.
So first and foremost, we'll talk cameras real quick, like I've been harking on for a little while. We've finally come to the point where contracts have been drawn up. The finances have kind of been figured out as much as we're going to be getting into it. So it's more conditions and agreements. So today at Board of Works was the approval to go ahead and enter into a contract with Mission MSP to start the installation process of all the cameras throughout the parks. So that's very it's very exciting to see that really starting to come to fruition. We worked heavily on Fairview restroom, getting it revitalized on the inside. You know, we gutted everything out of it and did everything from the floors up, put new lights and partitions and toilets and urinals and sink and all that good stuff. So it's coming to completion here pretty soon. We've been waiting on a couple parts that we had to order, some flush valves and stuff like that to hook up the toilets. So I think those just came in. So yeah, we'll be having that bathroom open on time, on schedule. So as the season kicks in, it'll be able to be used.
When is the water main turned on in the parks?
Tentatively, first to second week of April.
Middle school baseball has games at the Babe Ruth Park April 9th and April the 10th.
Okay. As long as,
Were they practicing there before?
Well, we probably will be. Right now, we're practicing up at the high school until the varsity baseball team runs us off. But we're working times in up at the high school right now. We're working on the infield this weekend, so we'll probably be practicing over at the Babe Ruth Park, but.
I'm hoping, like every year, you know, if weather holds out and we start seeing a consistent uptick in weather, you know, if we quit seeing the lows in the 30s at nighttime,
Right.
then yeah, the water will be getting turned on a little quicker.
And again, I don't want to do it before it's safe to do. Not
Yeah,
safe to do,
yeah.
But also, during that period of time when the middle school's playing, the concession stand's going to be open as well. So the ladies need a little time to clean that up if all possible.
Sure.
Again, I don't want to push it just because of that, but
Right.
that's the time frame right now that middle school will be the first school team that'll be on that field this
Okay.
year. So
Yeah.
it's April 9th and 10th.
I'm really hoping for it.
Okay.
Really am. So
Okay.
hopefully the weather keeps holding out for us. We've started